What's happening? Jason Woodland here with Always the Journey TV. We are already on number 9, interview number 9. I'm extremely excited to have another very good friend here from the mortgage industry, and we're going to talk a little bit in detail about that. But anyway, it's another beautiful November day. We've got sunshine, as you can see behind me. Oh, wrong way. Right there. See that sunshine? So it's a wonderful, beautiful blue sky, crisp day. So got a little bit of warmth going on here. So anyway, I would like to introduce to you a very good friend of mine, Kevin Sleater. So Kevin has got a really fun background. So Kevin was a factory-supported BMX racer for both Schwinn and MCS. And he was one of the first on one of the first freestyle teams that promoted BMX all around the state of Utah for bicycle safety with all the Boy Scout troops. And something really fun that I think you'll get a kick out of. He had a couple of sponsorships, and those sponsorships, if you can remember these stores, Copper Rivet and Castleton's were some of their sponsors. So that's a fun little piece of history there. Kevin Sleater is currently a loan officer for EverLEND Mortgage. He's in his 8th year of business, and he's licensed here in the state of Utah. Loves working with both seasoned and new home buyers, and currently specializes really more specifically with purchases and refinances. Prior to his foray in mortgages, he owned a custom cabinet and furniture shop for 25 years. So really cool history. He's got a lot of really great background and is an all-around stand-up guy. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me introduce my friend Kevin Sleater. What's happening?
Hey, Jason. Hey, everybody.
What's going on, man? You having a good day?
I'm having a great day. Like you said, it's a great November day. Excited to see the sunshine again. So hopefully it warms up here again.
Yeah, I totally agree. So Kevin, tell me just a little bit more. I mean, we won't do a deep dive on the BMX stuff, but I mean, that is a really cool history. So how long were you a BMX racer for?
You know, I kind of say it's in a couple different sections. The first year was like 5 to 6 to 7 years I was in BMX. My mom and dad kind of stayed into it. They ran a few tracks and stuff for quite a while. And then when my nieces and nephews kind of got them into BMX in the 2000s, and we kind of came back, and a lot of my friends that had kids that were racing, we kind of got back into racing again, just having fun with one another again. So it's a great sport. It's a way to, it's just a way to get kids out there enjoying the outdoors too as well. So it's a fun sport. It's a great way for, rather than doing team sports. If you're not into team sports, it's a good way to just do an individual sport. So
yeah, that's awesome.
It's cheap to do it. Everybody has a bike, so it's just really cheap. So it's a fun sport. Yeah,
that's cool. And from what I understand, you told me that there is an old buried bike track over on 7200 South, and what east again is that?
It's 2300 East. What it was, there used to be a skateboard park here. It was called Rocky Mountain Surf, and so it's right behind Einstein's Bagel. And I think, we don't know for sure, but I think they just buried it. And some of the light poles are still up there, and so there's some remnants that's still there. That's kind of cool. So a lot of us old BMXers want to go start taking the shovel up there and dig it out and see if you can't.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So yeah, it'd be awesome.
What year did that close down?
I think it closed down probably in 80. Probably around 81, 80, somewhere right around there. And it stayed open for a while. I mean, we kind of jumped in there and played around with it when it was closed. And so I guess they kind of got in trouble. So they didn't want us in there. So we were kind of being bad guys, but we just wanted a place to go ride our bikes. So it was kind of fun. But I think that's why they filled it in, is just to kind of keep us hoodlums to come out of there. So
exactly. So you transitioned from the cabinet business to mortgages. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Tell me what exactly, what was some of your inspiration to get into the mortgage business all to begin with?
Couple things. I mean, I've always been good with numbers, and that's one of the things I was a machinist before I was a cabinet worker, but we're always dealing with numbers a lot. And so I always loved numbers, loved money. And at the time when I was doing cabinets, we were flipping some houses. And so doing mortgages and getting mortgages for those. And when the crash came, I kind of had some friends too that asked me some questions about them. And so I kind of did some research. And once I started doing the research, I kind of get really enthralled with stuff. And I just kind of enjoyed the mortgage of it, the money side of the business. And so after 25 years of doing the cabinet stuff, I just kind of wanted a new venture. And so that's kind of what I did is I just kind of jumped into the mortgage business, and it's been great ever since. I love it. I love helping people. There's a lot of joy to helping people. Like one of my clients came to me, and we were just talking one time, and they just said that they thought they could never get into a house again, and they had some credit issues, and I put them on a plan. And the good thing is they followed that plan, and a year after we talked, we were able to get them into a house. And so it's really rewarding to see somebody. They were actually crying at the table, thinking that they would never thought they would have another house again. So it's things like that are so rewarding to makes it so my job so enjoyable.
Wow, that is really cool, and that is definitely one thing that I've known about you as a person and a friend is that I mean you virtually bend over backwards to help people in general. I mean in normal life anyway, no less what you're doing for mortgages, because you're there to really take them by the hand and walk them step by step, so they not only understand exactly what that process looks like, but also to help them get into the best possible position that they can.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I've always been. I've never really been. I know this is probably. I've never been a goal-oriented person. My goal is to help as many people as I can. I just enjoy helping people. And sometimes with our business, we got to become friends with their, and get to know them and really get deep into their finances and stuff. So I really know who they are. And so sometimes when they close on their transaction or on their loan, I kind of get melancholy because I miss them, because they become really good friends. And it's just, I try to stay in contact. I'm more of a relational person anyway. So I just, I'd rather, the money's always going to come. It's doing the good thing and doing the right thing. And that's why I always like to just do what's best for the customer. I just don't always say, this is the one I'm going to put them in. It's like, once we get their information, I love to go through everything and give them the option and say, these are the ones that I recommend. And I think this one will be the best for them. So it's just a matter of putting the client into the best possible situation for them.
Nice. I like that. And you're located in the Salt Lake Valley, correct?
Correct. We're on 21st South and about 2500 East in Salt Lake, just above Sugar House.
Nice. Okay. So tell me a little bit more about the geographic locations that you can cover.
I'm licensed in Utah, so we can basically do loans anywhere. I have clients as far as Logan down to St. George, out in Stockton, which is out by Tooele. Got people in Heber. I even have somebody down in Bicknell, if you know where that is. It's kind of eastern Utah on its way down to Moab. So it's just all over Utah.
Okay.
So that's a.
And I mean, just to snapshot this period of time that we're in, what does it look like in terms of the COVID experience and how like the convenience factor and what you're doing to help clients in this scenario?
Well, COVID's really put a lot of different stress on businesses. Have kind of found out good ways to do things. We can service clients however they want. We can meet in person, which right now is not really a good time to be meeting in person. So we can do everything over either the phone, over internet, over email. And a lot of times sometimes I haven't even met my clients just because of COVID. We just meet them over the phone, and it's kind of a good way to stay safe out there. I know with COVID, there's some things that have come about in the loan part of things, and it's kind of stiffened guidelines just to make sure everybody kind of stays current. I know there's some forbearance stuff out there, so if you guys are struggling with forbearance or making your payments, contact your lender, because they can kind of help with either putting your payment to the back end or just making your payment, giving you forbearance on that payment. So reach out to them. But yeah, in this market, it's really kind of unique of how we can do things. But basically, we've come through to do things to make it easy for the client without being social distancing.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's really cool. So you can handle all over the state of Utah. That's definitely good news. Tell us. Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say also we can do some of the neighboring states too. Our company can. So.
Oh, okay.
In Idaho, Colorado, and California.
Okay, awesome. Tell us a little bit more about what the sort of the perfect client looks like. Not necessarily perfect, but I mean, if someone were to think of, hey, I need a mortgage, or I need to refer someone to someone that specializes in mortgages, what does a great referral look like for you?
But really, anybody that needs a loan. I mean, if somebody's looking to refinance, let's say, either pull money out, or if they have mortgage insurance, our real estate market increases so much every year. It's always a good time to look at your situation if you do have mortgage insurance, because we can, a lot of times with the interest rates now, we can refinance you out of that and save you some money every month. Purchases, I love working with new home buyers. It's always great. Like you said, I love to teach. I love to teach people. I have a couple real estate brokerage out there that I actually go out and teach classes once in a while. So it's great learning and teaching new home buyers and new real estate agents. So even if you know anybody that has an agent that might need another good lender on their side. I know a lot of them have, and a lot of the good agents already have lenders, but if you always can use one or two on your side, just depending on who you gel with, kind of with your clients. So yeah, I mean, anybody that's looking to buy or refinance would be a good referral for me.
Okay, nice. And Kevin, what is the best way to get a hold of you, would you say?
Either email or my phone number.
Do you feel comfortable having your phone number out?
Sure. It's
what is that?
801-560-3828.
All right. So take a look at this cool thing that I'm going to do for you.
Oh,
nice. What do you think about that? Did I get it right?
Yep, you did.
Okay, cool. So in a nutshell, you specialize very. I mean, you can do all kinds of different mortgages, of course, but you do a lot of stuff with new home buyers and refinances, and you handle everything from the state, all around the state of Utah. So it doesn't matter: Logan, St. George, Salt Lake City, Wasatch Front, Tooele, Park City, the whole 9 yards.
Correct. Yeah. Even if you're looking for refinances, I mean, reverse mortgages. Like I'm also licensed to do reverse mortgages as well.
Okay, so that actually takes a different license then.
It really doesn't take another license, but you got to be registered with the company, and then have an outlet to be able to do that. So yes, you have to take certain courses to be able to present them.
Okay, wonderful. That's definitely good to hear. Kevin, so as we go to wrap up this interview, tell me what one of your favorite songs, favorite quotes, or both.
Oh, favorite song. That's a hard one because it depends on my mood. It depends on, I love all genres, so it just depends on what I'm doing. So that's a hard one. So I probably have to say one of my quotes is, there's a lot of quotes out there I like. One of the ones that are kind of always on my mind right now is, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of your success. So the reason I like that is don't be afraid to fail. So go get out there and just do what you want to do and live your dream.
I love that. I totally agree because the thing that's fun is that Kevin and I are also part of a weekly networking group called the Rainmakers, and we get to share all kinds of fun ideas and stuff like that back and forth with our group. And that concept of failing is really they're just sort of pebbles, that sort of stair steps to that next success.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, man. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up today, Kevin?
Well, thanks for having me on. It's I love your show. I'm glad to see you're finally doing something that you really enjoyed. I know you're really awesome at your life insurance, and this
Thank
is
you.
another what we call a side hustle, right?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at always the Journey podcast,
Mhm.
and then I was like, you know what, let's do Always the Journey TV, and it can be just sort of a mix of like ideas that I'm sharing, but more or less, I wanted it to be almost like a community service, being able to get people on and just sort of show them off to others. So possibly there's a way to maybe increase visibility or business and that kind of stuff for people in the community. So, and I'm looking at, talking to people, whether they're inside of the state of Utah and outside of the state of Utah alike, because, you just never know. There might be a product or service that we're not familiar with, or, something along those lines. And yeah, just trying to help out the community every way I can.
Well, you're always good with that. So that's awesome.
Thanks, man. And so are you. And I appreciate all of your hard work. Kevin is one of the hardest working people I know. So I didn't mean to point at you, Kevin, but you know what I mean? Kevin is so hardworking. Yeah, it's pretty normal to see and hear him talking about working easily 6 days a week. He's there for his clients. Like I said, he'll bend over backwards to help them, get them in the best possible position. And Kevin, I appreciate you as a friend and also as a business professional.
Right back at you, Jason. Love
Thanks,
you,
man. Well, I'm going to have you hang tight in the green room for a few moments, if you don't mind.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome. So there you have it. If you're looking for a mortgage, definitely take a look at Kevin as an option. He is a wonderful human being and a very hard worker. And anyway, also, thank you very much for tuning in again at Always the Journey TV. Please feel free to subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the interview. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful week.